Okay, you guys, I want you to start taking your bedtime routine seriously. And I'm talking to myself too, right? Because we all have been guilty of falling asleep with our phones in our hands, going through emails or going through apps, TikTok, YouTube, right? Watching our favorite Netflix series and things like that. Like we all do it, okay, or have done it. If you're actively trying to manifest, you should be taking your time before bedtime. I want you to start treating it sacred because it actually really, really is. Okay, so whether you're aware of it or not, right, they say that the time just before you drift off to sleep is when your subconscious is most susceptible to changes. You're going to take on any new habits, cut old habits, whatever, right? Adapt a new identity, whatever that is. Your subconscious mind, just the state that it's in just before, drifting off to sleep and being awake is when it's the most susceptible. But I want you guys to really start using this time to really submerge yourself and enjoy it too. Think of it almost as like a doorway thing to the other side of whatever that manifestation is, okay? And for all of us, it's gonna look very differently. For one person, manifestation, it may be weight loss goal. For someone else, it could be a creative project taking off and you having lots and lots of clients. For someone else, it could be moving to another city, another country, another state. It's gonna look very different across the board, but the goal of your sacred bedtime routine for manifestation is that you use that time to really immerse yourself in what that dream fulfilled. For a lot of you guys that are Neville Goddard, familiar with his teachings, some of this is, you're going to be familiar with it. For those of you all who are not, definitely do check him out, listen to some of his lectures and things like that. But use that time, use your imagination as a time to really immerse yourself in all the good feelings, the sense of relaxation. And when I say relaxation, meaning that you're no longer trying to work toward a goal. That goal is done. You could actually put it almost in reference to you remember when you were working towards something. Now, that goal seems so small. You've crushed it. Be on that end of it, right? And what does that feel like? Okay. How do you look? Do you still look the same? Is your environment still the same? What does your surroundings look like? How do you feel? Okay. What is your daily habits, routines now that that goal is fulfilled? Okay. And really, like I said, use that time to give your senses all of the details that it needs. Right? The smell of coffee brewing in your office, what that smells like, that fresh cup of coffee that's in your mug, sitting on your desk in your home office, the feeling you have of feeling calm and stable when you check your banking account and you see, all the zeros, thousands of dollars sitting in your account, right? With no feeling of like, oh, it has to go on this bill, that bill. Everything is stable. It feels good. It feels normal. That's your new normal. What does all that, what are those senses? What are those feelings give you? And you want to really kind of like give it as much context as possible, those feelings. But I want you to immerse yourself. Close your eyes. If you can, I would always say like maybe do a few stretches before bedtime because you want to be relaxed, but you don't want to be so relaxed that you just, as soon as your head hits the pillow, you're knocked out, right? So I would say maybe like some warm tea, do a few stretches, before bedtime. Definitely try to turn off the electronic devices, turn off the TV, put the cell phone away, put it on silent, do not disturb, maybe set your alarm because you got to get up the next morning, but really kind of use that time if you can, right? Try to have the lights as dim or off. So it really puts you in that state. Okay. And that should be your routine. And you don't even, I would say time it, but you don't even necessarily want to time that. The goal, right? Because you could say, well, I'm just going to hit a timer and the goal is to actually fall asleep right behind that. Okay. And just rest in that feeling. And when you wake up in the morning, you want to, if you can, revisit that space. If no more, now for that, if you want to hit a timer, you can, but no more than maybe about like 5-6 minutes to really kind of visualize yourself waking up, still with that dream or that goal, that manifestation realized. Okay, how does that version of yourself wake up in the morning? What is, his or her habits in the morning? What would you be doing on the other side of it? Okay, would you start your morning off with an early jog, or making yourself a smoothie, or pulling out checking your stocks, or what? Like, how would you start your day, your morning? Would it be journaling? Would it be stretching? Like, what would it normally be on the other side of that manifestation? And take a few minutes, and then afterwards put it out of your mind. And you don't have to harp on it so much, because it's almost like with with anything, right? If you run after something, you chase something, you're pushing so hard for something, you're actually repelling it. Okay, but if you take some time, visit it, let it go on with the rest of your day. But rest assured in knowing that that is on the other side, that's already realized. It already is. Okay, and a lot of times I tell people, don't get caught up in what your 3D is showing you, okay? Because the 3D is, as Neville Goddard describes, your 3D is just a manifestation of yesterday, right? It's steadily updating, right? Think of like your present surroundings is this, right? Let's say you have something that like water, right? You have I don't want to almost picture like a lake, right? You have a lake, or whatever, just water sitting in a bucket or something, but it's placid, it's still. And you hit the water, or you tap the water, and it's going to pull out, it's going to be a little ripple effect. Now that ripple effect may not be felt right away, but eventually it will shake the rest of the water, right? That's in that lake, that's in the pond, whatever. Little tremors of that will be felt, okay? Now, when that tremor comes about, that might feel like the latest. This is what's happening right now, when truth be told, that, what caused it may have happened a minute ago, or happened a few seconds ago, and it's over with, right? And now something else is coming about, okay? But as it comes in, that feels very brand new. Or even the remnants of it, it might have splashed and left water outside of the bucket or the pool or whatever, right? That was remnants of what happened before, and that's what you see, but that's not what's happening right now, okay? So it's like what I say, I don't know if that was the best example to give, but what I'm saying is that the way that it's explained is that your present surroundings are just the manifestation of past thoughts, past alignment, okay? Ways that you may have thought, ways that you aligned yourself, okay, is presently in manifestation mode right now, okay, being played out. So as you are working toward new manifestations, sometimes we get really frustrated because we feel like, well, I don't see the results. I'm still living. I'm still whatever that may be. I don't see the money in my bank. I don't see whatever it is, right? I haven't gotten any acceptance letters, or I don't have the clients rolling in just yet. Okay, well, give it a minute. Give it a minute, right? Patience is so necessary, and not to be reeled in, right? Because there's a lot that's happening behind the scenes. When you manifest, the world is literally realigning itself. Okay, things are being repositioned to set you up the way that you are imagining it to be, right? Which means that certain old habits, old environments, certain things are going to fall out of alignment for you, right? And that will be disrupted because now you're on a new alignment, a new path, okay? Which you have to be open to, right? One door closes, another door opens. And don't allow your eyes to be fooled and tricked because, you don't see the manifestation just yet, when it's actually being worked on behind the scenes in the, not what you're seeing in the 3D, but it might still be happening in the 4D, your imagination creation. But, like I say, you guys, not to get too far off, but I want you guys to really treat that time. And like I say, for all of us, it's going to be a little bit different. You know, you may live, let's just say, in a noisy environment. Maybe you don't live alone, you know, so you don't have total control over what your bedtime looks like. But as much as you can, to your own control, try to tune out the noise and visualize and really kind of, like I say, immerse yourself in those feelings. If it's noise happening in the background, imagine that noise somehow be remote noise in this parallel world universe that you have going on in your imagination. Okay, maybe, you know, the noisy house is really you sitting somewhere out with a delicious cup of coffee in New York, Times Square, and there's kids running by, laughing, playing, but you're still, you know, when technically maybe you're just in a noisy house, right? But whatever it is, like I say, try to make that as adaptable to that alternate reality as possible. Okay, you guys? And then be patient and allow the world to align itself with that. And in the beginning, you may possibly feel a little silly, like, oh, what is this doing? It has a lot. You're doing a lot of work right there. And it's not necessarily the more output as much as it is your thoughts, what you're putting out there. Okay, you guys? So I hope you guys found this useful, helpful. I didn't have a whole lot to say, but I hope that what you guys take away to definitely treasure your bedtime routine. Take it seriously. I'm speaking to myself as well, because we are all guilty, like I say, of falling asleep with our phones in our hands, or TV on playing and all of that, or, you know, just not in the most conducively positive environment to get off into that dream state. Okay, so I want you guys to really hone in, maybe take a nice warm relaxing bath or shower before bedtime, do a little stretch if you can, maybe some hot tea, and allow yourself to really settle and enjoy it. Think of it almost as escapism into that other parallel. Walk through that door, okay? And all is well, okay? All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.